When the day of Pentecost had come, the disciples were together in one place. Suddenly, there was a sound like the rushing of a violent wind that came from heaven and filled the whole house where they were sitting. They saw what looked like tongues of fire that separated and came to rest on each of them. They were all filled with the Holy Spirit and began to speak in languages other than their own, as the Spirit gave them ability to. At this time, God-fearing Jews from every nation under heaven were living in Jerusalem. At such a loud sound, a large crowd came together, and they were bewildered because they heard them speaking, each one in his own native language. Utterly amazed and astonished, they asked, "Aren't these men who we hear speaking all Galileans? How is it then that we hear each one of them speaking in our own native language? Parthians, Medes and Elamites, residents of Mesopotamia, Judea and Cappadocia, Pontus and Asia, Phrygia and Pamphylia, from Egypt, Libya, parts near Cyrene, visitors from Rome, both Jews and those who have converted to Judaism, Cretans and Arabs." We hear them telling of the mighty deeds of God in our own native tongues, in the language of our own understanding. Amazed and perplexed, they ask, "What does this mean?" Some, however, made fun of them and said, "They've had too much wine." Then Peter stood up with the 11, and raising his voice, he addressed the crowd. "Men of Judea, and all of you living in Jerusalem, let me explain this to you. Listen carefully to what I say. These men are not drunk as you suppose. It is 9 a.m. in the morning. No. This is what was spoken of by the prophet Joel. "In the last days," God said, "I will pour out my spirit on all people. Your men and your women will prophesy. Your young men will see visions. Your old men will dream dreams. Even on my servants, both men and women, I will pour out my spirit in those days, and they will prophesy. I will show wonders in the heaven above and signs in the earth below, blood and fire and billows of smoke. The sun will be turned to darkness and the moon to blood before the coming of the great and glorious day of the Lord. Then everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved." Everyone. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God.